with Big T. I'm here again with my trusty cohort, Blake Miller. Blake's in Hattiesburg today. Looks like you're at the country club.
Man, you're smart. You are really smart.
What you got on sale up there?
Everything's for sale.
Yeah.
Hats, shoes, socks, shirts.
Yeah. Any good deals?
Sun hats right there. Oh, everything's a good deal. You need a
I can tell you where the best deals are. Oh, what's that? Odyssey putter?
little putter. You know.
All right.
Center shafted.
Yeah. I can tell you where the best deals are. You know where they are?
Where's that? Enlighten me, please.
Big T merchandise dropped the other day. I've gotten a lot of people saying they're going to buy stuff.
All right.
I don't know if anybody's ordered thing or not, but have you gotten it on our website yet?
Not quite yet. That's on my agenda today.
But the link's on Twitter. It's on Facebook. It should be on our website today. There's T-shirts, long sleeve T-shirts, hoodies, hats, polos. They're all reasonably priced. And remember, proceeds are going to LVAD unit at UAB Hospital. So it's for a good cause. Help us out, raise some money. Even if you're not going to play in a golf tournament, buy something. You'll be wearing it proud and doing for a good cause. So we hope to, by the way, they're going to be taking orders until April 7th. That's when the first order will go in, and then they'll ship your stuff after that. You'll still be able to get stuff after that. It's just they're going to take orders until April 7th to get that first batch out of the way. So I'm hopeful that we'll sell some stuff and raise some money for a good cause. So check that out when you get a chance. Also, want to recognize our sponsor, The Office Bar and Lounge, corner of Government in Washington. Drink specials, great place to congregate. The NCAA tournament is cranking up this week. That'd be a great spot to go. Stay Thursday, catch some games, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Check them out. Tell them Big T sent you. So recapping last week, we had the Hall of Fame banquet Saturday night. Oh, one other thing happened last week. You know what that was?
What's that?
Big T had a birthday.
Oh, Big T did have a birthday. You are correct.
61.
61. How was it, old man? How was it, old man?
I had a few people come over, and it was nice, and had some cake. That's about it. But, when you get my age, you just celebrating getting there, But it was a good deal. It's good. But anyway, the Hall of Fame banquet was Saturday night. I went. It was a good show. Had two of my junior high coaches get inducted in. So they were good, and hadn't seen them in a while, but they were there, and that was good. Of course, Betsy's granddaddy was inducted. So that was nice for her family. One of my teammates was inducted that I played with. So all in all, it was a good night, and they had a good turnout. Lance Santamont, you know him.
Mm-hmm.
He was inducted. But it had a good turnout and good crowd there, and Dave Ward did a good job in seeing it. So that was nice. I think he said they're going to start taking nominations for next year in April. So we'll see how that turns out. But as I mentioned, we've got the NCAA tournament coming up. What do you think about some of the teams that got left out? You kept up with any of that, Blake?
How's Texas A&M not get in? Played in the
I don't know.
championship game.
That was crazy.
Who else got left out?
Well, Dayton, they said was a snub. They were like 23-9.
Hmm.
How'd
Ole Miss get left out? I mean, that's like,
Oh
they were on
gosh,
tear this year.
they should have been left out of anything. Looks like we're going to keep our coach, which is kind of, I'm not sure about that.
Maybe
Andy Kennedy,
maybe they can rehire him.
they ran him off, and look what he's doing to UAB.
Yeah.
They're in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's up with that. They got rid of Will Wade finally at LSU. Huh?
What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, they should have got rid of him 3 years ago.
Yeah, why now? Is what
I don't know. Because they finally got their notice of allegations is why.
I mean,
which
I could have told you what was going on.
Yeah, that was they should have had him out of there quite some time ago.
Yeah, really.
I think. But anyway, it should be an interesting tournament. I think it's pretty wide open as far as who's going to win. I saw where some people were complaining about where Tennessee was rated, and they got a 3 seed behind Kentucky, and they beat Kentucky twice. That doesn't make sense to me how that goes. But anyway, we'll see how that plays out. It'll be interesting to watch during the day, Thursday or Friday. Y'all have any kind of watch parties at the country club?
Not really.
No. Any little what do you call them, sheets or?
We might do something. We'll come up.
Yeah.
If we do, I don't know. We might do a little bracket.
That'd be nice.
Who knows?
Well, we'll follow that as it goes along. You got a favorite?
Dude, I ain't watched like no college basketball.
Yeah. I'm not knowledgeable enough to decide. I thought maybe Duke might give Coach K a swan song, but I think they're not that good now.
We'll see.
They lost a couple of times, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I was glad Ole Miss women got a bid.
Yeah, how about that?
And you saw our local boy making good. He'll be coaching up there. Our Kelvin Boulder, Peanut.
Yeah, how about that?
He's coming back to Ole Miss. He finally got him a little stature to him. Hope he sees this. I'm proud of him. No, he's been around the bush, and I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly what his title is going to be, but it's
some kind
involved in recruiting
development or something like that.
Yeah. So that's good. He'll seem to do a good job. So we'll have to catch up him. Maybe get him on the podcast.
Come on, man.
That's my nurse from UAB calling.
Oh,
she'll have to wait.
That might be.
She'll have to wait.
All you have to pick up.
Yeah, well, she can wait. But anyway, yeah, I'm proud of Kelvin for doing that.
Coordinator of recruiting strategy.
Good for him. Good for him. Well, at least we move on to baseball. MLB seems to get their stuff together. They're going to play.
Yeah.
That's good. I think they're going to start mid-April. And did you see where they're going to have the DH in the in National League now?
I did not see that.
Yes. I don't think I like that. I think I'm more of a purist.
If they wanted your opinion, I'm sure they would have asked you, but they didn't.
And they didn't. They didn't. But yeah, the designated hitter is going to be in the National League too now.
What about some college baseball? Did you see the new rankings?
Ole Miss was number 1 in some of the polls.
That's not good in March.
Yeah.
Typical. That's typical.
It's never good during the season. It's only good at the end.
That's right.
But they start SEC play this week, right?
Think so.
I think Ole Miss plays Auburn. So what they're how many wins they have? Like 16-2.
I'm not sure. I think they've
I
lost.
know they've got 2 losses. They lost 1 game this weekend.
Yeah, and
Do
then
you know
lost
that?
Central Florida the week before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they open up this weekend. I believe they're playing Auburn at Auburn. So that'll be interesting to see how that breaks down. I saw today where Mississippi State is losing 2 pitchers to season-ending surgery as of this week. Like one of them was their ace.
Yeah,
That's Sims. Yeah.
That ain't good.
He's having surgery and he'll be out for the year. So that's tough for them, moving forward. And then have you kept up with any of the golf this week? Yeah. Well, that was tough the other day.
I just saw a thing on Justin Thomas on Saturday. He hit 2 pitching wedges, 185 yards, and then he hit a 5-wood, 193 yards.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
Because of the wind.
Yeah.
Wow.
His pitching.
He said that was his best round ever. He shot 300. But he just made a 7. He just made a 7 on 17.
He just made a 7.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. A quad.
Colonel Quad.
Yeah.
Bo Allison would be proud.
Yeah. Yeah. So talk about the high school team.
The high school golf team?
Yeah.
They got a win last week. The boys did.
Oh, actually a win.
They did. Look, the first win since April of 2014, to be exact.
Since your play.
When your boy was on the team.
Wow. That's good for them. Did you hear from the coach?
Oh yeah, he let us know.
Yeah. He was happy, huh?
We'll see him live in action here at Hattiesburg Country Club on March 28th.
March 28th.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to try to come to that.
You might need to just get on the bus.
Yeah.
Honorary team captain.
Think they'd let me ride?
Why not?
I don't know. They might. Is that on Monday?
It's on Monday, yeah.
All right, we can do that. Well, I looked up the max press for baseball. I think Ocean Springs is 3-8 now. They had a couple wins, and softball was 7-2 maybe. So they both had better weeks.
Yeah.
I think there's a big tournament going on down here this week for baseball.
Yeah, probably.
Battle at the beach.
Spring break, probably.
Yeah. A lot of teams. Is Hattiesburg schools on spring break?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of schools are this week. Of course, the coast kids aren't.
Yeah. Well, we just had Mardi Gras last week, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, we do have a guest coming up. Illustrious Mayor of Ocean Springs, Kenny Hollaway. We've got some questions for him about, what's happening in the city, and he'll be with us in a few minutes. But we're excited to have him on. He was with us for a brief moment on Mardi Gras, but we're going to have this more of an official questionnaire here today. I'm sure he's in his office kind of prepping for us right now.
Oh yeah.
Getting ready. So we'll have him on in a minute, and let's take a short break and get him back on and say something for our sponsors. We'll be right back. Thank you. Folks, we'd like to welcome our newest sponsor to Millertown with Big T, The Office Bar and Lounge, located in downtown Ocean Springs at the corner of government in Washington. The office has been in business since 2010. Chris Collier is the local proprietor there. And Blake, you know, you've been there. They do a great job. They are famous for their infused cocktails, Bloody Marys, wine by the glass or bottle. They have great bartenders that will fix you up in a hurry. It's a great place to meet for happy hour, for birthday parties, to catch a ball game, just to go and relax. And it's a great atmosphere. You know, they're open Monday through Saturday. I think sometimes during football season and for special occasions, they're open on Sunday. But it's a great place for 21 and up to go. Like your age group hangs out there quite a bit, right?
Yep, that's definitely one of my favorite places to go. Can't beat the location, right there on the corner. You know,
they have a great.
That's good.
They have a great local clientele. Give a shout out to my corner peeps. They're probably in there right now, holding down the bar. They know who they are. But Collier, take care of them. Make sure they don't get out of control. But you know, check out the office. It's a good place to go. We'll have Collier on here to talk about a little bit more. But you know, when you're out and about downtown Ocean Springs, check out the office. Tell them Big T sent you. Welcome back to Miller Time with Big T and Blake. We're glad to be joined today by the Honorable Mayor, Kenny Hollaway. I use that term honorable a little loosely though, Kenny. You know,
I hear you.
Just people don't know how far we go back.
Well,
we don't need to tell them the stories, do we?
We don't need to get into all that.
I hear you. I hear you. So how's it going today?
It's going. It's been busy. It's been busy for the past couple of weeks, actually.
Well, that's good though, isn't it?
What's a normal day in the life of a mayor?
Well, the day never ends, Blake. It just goes on and on. You never know when the phone's going to ring and
please,
what somebody's going to want to have done or talk about or that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's getting deep.
24/7, 365. That's what it is.
That's why they pay them all that money, right?
Yeah, about $2.50 an hour, $2.50 an hour.
Well, Kenny, talk about you know, you grew up in Ocean Springs. You went to St. Alphonsus, right?
I went to St. Alphonsus. Was the last 8th grade class they had at St. Alphonsus when we graduated.
Yeah, we knew each other.
Ninth grade, I went to Ocean Springs Junior High, and when I got out, the mom, dad, or one of them dropped me off. First person I met was Big T Miller.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's a true story. We knew each other.
Greeter. He was a greeter. He worked well at Walmart right now.
we knew each other, but you know, you live downtown with Carter and Moran and McPherson and all that clown, and I was out here on the east side of town, Fort Bayou Estates, the cheap seats.
Yeah,
you know,
you were in the brand new neighborhood.
Yeah.
People, I lived downtown before it was cool to live downtown.
Yeah, I hear you. But anyway, we graduated together, 1979. Went to Millsaps. Lived together.
College roommates, yeah.
We lived together. We had a bachelor pad. Man, after college.
Yep.
We had some stuff going on in Jackson, didn't we?
Yeah, we sure did. Matter of fact, I was in Jackson it was in January, and had lunch at CS's.
Oh man!
And Pat was he was in there waiting. He was serving us and taking the orders, and they had all these political signs in there from different campaigns around Jackson and
right
state. he said he wanted me to bring up one of my signs up there. So I've got him a Hounds for Hollaway sign that I'm
All right.
up there and hanging CS's.
Good. I wish I had one of mine is burgers right now. Those things were
we
good.
talked about that. We talked about
Man.
that. I think Inez still works with him. Actually.
Does she really?
She wasn't there that day.
She made some good burgers though. That was a good place to go hang out. And I remember going to the recovery room down the street down there.
Yeah, I stayed in Fondren. Not to stay in Fondren. I went and ate at the what's the name of that little deli there? Walker's Drive.
Walker's Drive-In, yeah.
Yeah, it's changed quite a bit, but I don't think the recovery room's there any longer.
Yeah, probably not.
I didn't make it out.
Those were the old days back then. Man, they'd have some ball games there and have some good times.
Yeah.
That's some good times. Well, let's talk about Ocean Springs. Tell me a little bit, you and I have had this conversation before, but what kind of possessed you to decide to run for mayor, and tell us a little bit about that and what your thought process was.
Well, I really didn't decide 100% that I was going to run for mayor until about December, before the election, which was obviously in April.
Right.
And I just felt like we had some ideas that could change the city and move it forward.
Right.
I'd be surprised the number of people when I'm out and about or traveling or whatever, when I mention that I'm from Ocean Springs, everybody just loves Ocean Springs. It's very complimentary of the city, and but it's an older city and it's got some infrastructure needs that are way overdue to be replaced and fixed. So I just had some ideas.
Right.
My family, as you know, pretty political, in the past, and a lot of folks, sit around the dinner table. They talk about different topics. With my family, when we sat around the dinner table, the conversation was mostly politics.
Yeah.
Or Ole Miss athletics. But so I guess you just say it's in my blood a little bit.
We've talked about your mom on this podcast a lot, but your dad was he was involved in a lot of stuff. I like to think he was behind the scenes,
Yeah.
He had to be with Iris, but he was involved in a lot of stuff too, wasn't he?
He was. He served on some local boards around town.
Right.
He worked out at Keesler, and then when he left Keesler, he came to Ocean Springs and worked in the fire department also. So he was. They kind of ran the city back then from Cox's Barbershop and Barnett's Texaco.
Right. He made some good hog-head cheese too.
Yeah, he did.
Well, that was some good stuff. Like you'd like that.
What's that? Some cheese?
Hog-head cheese. You wouldn't have liked to look at it, but it tastes good.
It does.
Well, tell us, it's been about almost a year since you got elected. How was the first 10 months or so office? How you think it's going, where we need to be?
I think it's going well. I mean, we've got a lot of things up in, that we're trying to get done right now. And initially it was the first 45, 60 days was kind of like putting a watermelon down a garden hose. It was a lot of information, to absorb and to get my arms around. But things have slowed down now. As you know, I'm seeing the ball better.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure there's a big.
Going well.
I'm sure there's a big learning curve with the finances and those type things that you had to dig into, and I'm sure you got good people to help you with. But
we really have
I think we haven't really had much of a turnover since you've been in office as far as city employees, have we?
We really haven't, Thomas. We had, well, the biggest turnover that we've had was my administrative assistant. She was, I thought she might be leaving, and then she told me she was going to stay after I got elected, and then her health just wouldn't allow her to stay, so she
Right.
left, and that was a kind of a pretty good adjustment for us to try to, replace her. We've done that. Very happy with the lady who's here now helping, and she's been an asset too. But
Right.
it's a group effort.
Right. Well, that's good. Anytime you can avoid that big transition like that, you have good people in place, it's a good thing,
Yeah.
So like they say, you always want to have smarter people than you working for you.
Well, that's been my motto from day one. I don't want to be the smartest guy in the room, because if I am, then we got problems.
That's why you hang out with me, ain't it?
That's exactly right.
I hear you. Well, let's talk about, can you give us an update on one of the biggest topics in Ocean Springs? I don't know if you know anything about it, the Sands project. Anything going on with that?
The Sands is on hold right now. The developer and the neighborhood have been in some discussions, but I think they've stalled. And I don't know where they are right now, but there were some say demands or whatever that the developer wanted the city to do. I'm sorry, the neighborhood wanted the city to do, and or a couple people in that group wanted the city to do, and we just couldn't do it.
Right.
So it's just you couldn't set that kind of precedent going forward.
Right.
We had some traffic issues, so I think it's just on hold right now. The last time we spoke with the developer, he was looking at putting apartments in.
Right.
Apartments are permittable there, but I don't want apartments. I hate to see that this thing has gotten to where it is, because it's cost the city a lot of money in legal fees. It's cost the city a lot of money in not having that ad valorem tax base there. And it's just an eyesore. When you and I were growing up, that was 2 apartment complexes.
Yeah, that sure was.
And,
yeah. Well, it's a great piece of property. Hopefully, something can be done on it at some point that everybody's satisfied with. It's a shame, like you said, that it's come down to this, and I don't really get it, but to each their own, I guess.
Yeah.
But hopefully something will happen there. Well, let me ask you this. I hear rumblings about the Fayard property down there. Is there anything in the works for that, or city going to buy that, or anything happening with that?
We have a funding request up in Jackson right now for $2.7 million. It wouldn't be for property acquisition, but it would be for property improvements there. And the city and the county are in discussions about partnering as far as the purchase of that piece of property. DMR owns a piece of property just north of it that there used to be an apartment complex there, actually.
Right.
And so they're willing to let us have that piece of property. So the concept is an open air pavilion with some spaces for food trucks, and then a marina.
Okay.
Breakwater, and looked like the initial drawing had about 30 boat slips in it.
Where is it?
The Fayard property on the beach.
Where's that?
It's at the foot of Jackson.
Where the columns are.
I got you.
That structure is standing up. So
yeah, okay.
you know, that's a $13 million project. You know, the first ask, you know, is just to get some bulkheading done and
Right,
land clearing and backfilling and so forth like that.
right.
We're gonna try to, you know, get some additional funding, you know, next year. It'll probably take about 3.5, 4 years to get it all fully funded.
And that's a private, public, I mean, private public development, or they're
No,
private?
it'll be all public. It'll
Be
owned
all
by the
public, okay.
city, owned by the city and the county.
Okay.
The city doesn't take over the ports in Ocean Springs. The small craft harbors all run by the county.
Right, right.
So that's what you know, we're looking at with this.
Okay.
The county managed the marina. We would handle the onshore.
Sure. Okay. Well, good.
It's really neat. One day I'll have to show you some images that we've had an engineering firm draw the concept up. So we're working on that. You know, the other big thing we're working on in Jackson, we're trying to move public works off of Pine Street.
Right.
You know, Pine Street is right on the edge of where the growth of downtown has stopped. And
Right.
we can accumulate about, if everything works out, about 20 acres there, and move public works farther out to the east.
Yeah, by my house.
Yeah, by the you know, a piece of property by the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
That's industrial. Used to be a concrete plant. And then you know, we're talking about a redevelopment authority and having them take that piece of property and market it and work with developers to do a PUD or some type of mixed use.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't mind seeing a hotel there.
Well, that's one thing I was gonna ask you about is, you know, a hotel. But I think moving the public works is a great idea. You know, I think that would be a good, you know, feasible move for the city to move it from down there.
It's too valuable a piece of property for us to use for public works. It's not the highest use by far for that piece of property.
Well, let's talk about a hotel. What's it going to take to get a hotel in Ocean Springs? I mean, is anybody talking about it?
Yeah, I spoke with a hotel developer on Friday.
Okay.
A gentleman who has 5 hotels in Oxford.
All right, well, good.
He's going to come down and look at some sites here. And really, basically, Thomas, it's going to take somebody who's in the business and somebody who we can find the right location for it.
Right.
You know, our issue with the parcels land where you could put a hotel, other than this one here on Pine Street, you know, they abut the railroad track.
Yeah.
You know, hotels don't want to, you know, develop around railroad tracks. It's just, you know, that train coming through at 4:30 in the morning is not what, you know, what the people who are sleeping in their bedrooms are wanting to hear.
Yeah. I know, and they also want to be downtown somewhere. You know, I always thought out east out here towards the sports complex would be a good spot. But I don't think the hotels want to go out there, you know?
Well, if you went out that way, because we were there today, matter of fact, and we were talking about that coming back into town. If you had a hotel out there, you'd really have to have a lot of activity at that sportsplex, because if there wasn't an event going on out there, a tournament, then you probably wouldn't get the occupancy that they would want. And we're talking about a hotel with about, you know, anywhere from 80 plus rooms, 80 to 110 rooms is what I like to see. And preferably something with a little convention space to it, maybe 10,000 square feet.
Yeah.
That hotel they did in Pascagoula would be perfect, I think, for Ocean Springs.
It took them a long time to get that put in.
Yeah. But that's the right size, I think. For
the Williams boys. But that would be good. And, you know, that I think that would just, you know, we have a lot of these bed and breakfasts and nice little places, but, Hampton Inn or a Marriott Courtyard or something like that, I think would be just a good addition to
That's right. Yeah.
the city. Well, let me ask you this, on another project, you and I talked about this when your campaign was going on a little bit, annexation. If you far enough along to talk anything about that, or have you thought about that anymore? Or is the board?
We've started a study, and we'll be getting a report back from the planner middle of April. So they do it in phases. So this will be phase one. It'll talk about the tax base and the cost of providing services to proposed annexation areas, and it'll tell us a lot about whether we go on to phase two. We don't discuss annexation in an open meeting because it is a litigation. When you file an annexation case, it's legal action. So annexation is not discussed in an open meeting. Now there'll be some, along with that though, we're also doing a comprehensive plan. So doing both of them at the same time, because there's a lot of overlap of information. So that we'll be discussing the comprehensive plan, and the area basically not only just inside the city limits of Ocean Springs, but outside the city limits where people come to shop, or they, in the unincorporated area. Some of them would, go to Gaucher. So that area won't be, that line will be stopped there. Even going north over into St. Martin.
Right.
There's a lot of folks that take advantage of city services and come into the city of Ocean Springs from that area.
Right.
So there's a break in the line of people that are going to go to D'Iberville, or they're going to come to Ocean Springs. So we'll study that whole area, and it'll give us a good idea as far as growth and where potential growth should take place.
Yeah.
When somebody comes to town and they want to put a business somewhere, we would have that information, that document to direct them where to go.
Yeah, yeah. Well, along the lines of economic development, we have a lot going on with, entertainment, retail, food, but we don't have a lot of, real jobs. I mean, I'm not going to say real jobs, but, I think there's some businesses we could attract, possibly try to blue collar jobs, maybe it be something like AT&T out here, or some high tech jobs that would kind of fill some of these empty buildings. Is there anything, the city's doing to try to develop other businesses besides, retail, or is that the chamber doing that, or how's that work?
Well, we do that. Part of the comprehensive plan is a tool for that. We get in a new grocery store, the Aldi's,
right,
and we're also working closely with the hospital. They are seeking funding, and we're helping them, lobby for that funding to build a training facility to train nurses and specialized nurses. That's going to employ 200 people from day one when it opens up.
Great,
so
great.
That's a good job creator right there.
Right.
But Ocean Springs, each part of Jackson County is different. The blue collar, what you say, industrial type jobs, they're in Pascagoula. They're
right.
Eastern part of the county.
Right.
Our main industry in Ocean Springs is tourism.
Yeah. And that's probably always will be.
That's why we need a hotel.
Yeah. That's That's good. If you could fill in some of the other places with some small things, that would
Right.
be spillover type
Yeah,
business.
Those high-tech jobs would be great.
Yeah,
There'll be no question. They're not a big impact on the resources of the city.
right.
Water, sewer, drainage, that sort of thing. So they're minimal impact, but great high-paying jobs.
Well, along the lines of jobs and recreation, how is the sports complex being utilized? I mean, are you happy with that? Or, I know we have a lot of local leagues that play there and, tournaments. How do you, what's your take on what's going on out there?
Well, like I said, we were out there this morning looking at changing some lighting, but we need to, I think we need to boost our tournament play,
Yeah.
town people.
Right.
And, but the sporting league, the baseball, Little League Baseball is record numbers of children playing, softball, record numbers of girls playing. We're having trouble kind of having enough space to get all these children to practice fields.
Right.
When they start playing each other, those fields will have plenty of room, but
Yeah.
get everybody at practice, that takes up a lot of space. And
Yeah.
we were able to, with the help of the school district, to use some of the fields that they have.
Right.
Park and then the upper elementary, middle school, upper elementary. There's that field back behind the old high school where you and I went.
Right.
They're letting us
Right.
use that, so that gives us some extra green space for these kids to practice. But,
Right.
I
I think I saw where the baseball league play started tonight. I believe I read
tonight.
I think I saw that.
Okay.
I think I read that, which
I don't.
which
doubt
they'll have a good crowd for that. And I just wonder, I know we're using it locally, but is it being a revenue producer that it could be? And I'm not sure about that. I don't know that it's not, but you never really hear anything about, tournaments going on, or I'm not sure we're publicizing it enough.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of tournaments that come, in Ocean Springs that I'm aware of. For one thing, that sports complex over in Gulfport, where it's located, and the restaurants and the hotels and all around it,
Right.
that's a big draw.
Sure.
For them.
Yeah,
We've got to
that.
get some development around that sports complex, and Ocean Springs is moving that direction.
Yeah.
But the problem we deal with as far as development around that complex is it's a lot of wetlands around there.
Yeah. Well, they had to mitigate a lot just to build it,
Right.
But we need I tell you what, do need out there, Kenny, is a sign. One of those. I'm serious. With all white.
Well, see, we've in Jackson again, we've got a GCRF request for a wayfinding project, and we did a study, which wayfinding is kind of uniform signage,
Right.
that directs people to different parts of the town.
Right.
The beaches, the harbor.
Sure.
And that there's a
surely it's got to be better than
that's going to go out there.
Yeah, surely it's got to be better than the shrimp on the stoplights, right?
Yeah.
I don't know whose idea that was, but anyway.
That was one of the tourism.
Yeah. So anyway, well, that's good. I think Ocean Springs can offer a lot for recreational activities, with the type of people that we have here, type of community we have, and we have a lot going on. And that would be we need a golf course in town somewhere.
Well, you never know, man. Maybe the preserve might be in Ocean Springs.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, what else is going on that you need to enlighten us with today, Kenny?
Well, like I said, we're spending a lot of time in Jackson. as you well know, I'm up in Jackson about every other 2 or 3 weeks. We've got a lot of funding requests, but they look really good. A lot of them do. The legislature is trying to get a few things out of the way, mainly the income tax bill and the teacher pay raise. And I think once they settle on that, some of these other funding mechanisms will be triggered, and we'll kind of get to know what we can count on receiving. Fortunately for Ocean Springs and Jackson County, we've got some really senior representatives up there and senators, and they've got some good chairmanships. So
Yeah.
that's helped a lot, and
Right.
some really
Right.
some powerful people. We are, our city is growing, and our infrastructure is aging and failing in places. So we've identified right at $29 million worth of infrastructure work immediately that needs to be done. And about 20 million of it is water, sewer, and drainage. So, and I feel pretty good. We're gonna come really close, if not get it all, which will be a huge gain for Ocean Springs.
Right.
We're able to go in and get out of what I call the Band-Aid mode of, patching a leak here or, whatever, and really doing some long-term infrastructure fixes that will allow us to grow and not tax our facilities as hard as they're being taxed.
Well, I know we were catching heat for a while about the beach, and when that project is going on, but it looks nice. I think it looks great the way it's turned out. I know there's still a little bit they're working on, but it's turned out really nice. As far as I know, that's a county project, but it's turned out really nice.
They did a great job with that landscaping and all, and now
they're
putting sand on the beach right now, and
and so
sand.
East Beach, how is it going to get a sidewalk too?
Yeah, we finished phase 1 of a sidewalk project that's been kind of holding East Beach up. So we got that completed last week. So now we'll be ready to go out and bid on East Beach, put a sidewalk there, and also out along Government Street, there's a sidewalk plan that's going to start out there too, replacing those bridges over Bayou,
towards
Sanders' house and so forth.
Yeah, on
so
Government.
That's getting ready to start too. We've got a lot of things going on. We have a project manager.
Okay.
Grew up in Ocean Springs, and she's got an
Who is that?
degree. Sarah Harris.
Okay.
So she's come in to work for us, and that's a new position that we didn't have. Ocean Springs didn't have before. But there's going to be a lot of balls up in the air, and
well, good.
Some of it will be an inconvenience.
Yeah. Well, that's progress. That's progress.
We had MDOT in here today. We were having some meetings with them about some drainage issues we're having along Highway 90 when it rains. And so the widening of Highway 90 is on what they call the 3-year project, which is good. That's good. And
did you have some engineers out of Purvis?
No. Kelly Castleberry was here.
Okay.
He coordinates all of MDOT's.
Yeah.
South of kind of Hattiesburg South.
Yeah.
And so that extra lane on Highway 90 is going to be a big thing.
Sure.
Both directions, and they're designing it for what they call a super highway, which is going to, if you don't have a traffic light when you come out on 90, you won't be able to cross the highway and turn left. You'll only be able to turn right. So coming Thorn,
right?
Like you're coming out going to Treasure Oak,
right?
you won't be able to go across the street there. You'll have to take a right, go down and make a U-turn and come back.
And
A
cross.
little bit of inconvenience, but it helps move traffic.
Right.
And it's safer. It's a lot safer.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be
That's
it's gonna be
dangerous.
interesting stuff.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, so Blake, anything from a young adult standpoint you want to ask the mayor?
Talk a little about what's one thing when you got elected, was there one thing on your mind that you wanted to kind of take care of or make a project, or do you kind of just want to hit the ground running and take care of a lot of stuff?
No, you know, during the campaign, we talked a lot about the comprehensive plan. I'm a big believer in that because, you know, I've been in real estate and I've done some small development type stuff and working with developers. So I thought that was key. We talked about annexation, you know, because I felt the city needed to grow. You know, 50% of the students in Ocean Springs Public School live outside the city limits. And
Crazy.
I think it's
hard to believe.
To have you know, a better percentage than that living in the city of Ocean Springs. We talked about the widening of Highway 90, you know, getting that project up and running. For some reason, you know, MDOT in Ocean Springs didn't have a good working relationship. So the second week I was in office, I took a trip to talk to Commissioner King and you know, let him know that we were going to do everything we could on our end to have a good relationship with MDOT, because it is important since we got Highway 90 running right through the city. You know, it's just I think moving that public works is a huge thing, and you know, that was an idea I had coming in. So you got to get kind of caught up in it, and you want to do a bunch of things at one time, and you want to see it go quick, but the wheels of government do not turn very fast sometimes.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So where's your next Board of Alderman meeting?
Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock.
Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock.
Watch it on
Okay.
Facebook.
Watch it on Facebook.
Talk
Okay.
a little bit about I see on my Twitter feed and Instagram and all that, this March of the Mayors going on. What do you have involvement in that?
Well, we have 3 drop sites throughout the city hall, fire station, and or 2 fire stations actually in city hall, in the chamber office, where we're collecting canned goods, and it's fruit. Ocean Springs is collecting canned fruit, and each city's doing their own type of canned goods, and so we're gonna collect them all up. They drop boxes off, and then we'll give them to the organization that's rounding this thing up and let them deliver food to underprivileged.
Wait, that's farm to table?
Extra table.
Extra table.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's good. That's good. Bring your donations to where's City Hall?
City Hall, the chamber office, or the fire station out by the Civic Center.
Let's get Mayor Hollaway a victory.
Yeah, there you go.
So we'll try to tout that up for you.
Tell me about this podcast. How many people you got viewing you now?
Well, we're depends on who. It depends on who we have on. I think you're probably gone.
I hope I don't hurt your viewership too much.
No, we're up around 200 or so. We're trying to get it built up. It's going pretty well. We've enjoyed doing it. I don't know if anybody's really gotten anything out of it too much, but we're having fun with it, and we're trying to make it interesting. And we've had some good people on so far, and it's good that you were able to hop on with us today. And you know, we've got the commissioner of Mississippi Junior College is going to be on with us next week.
Good.
And we've had some officiating friends of mine on, and of course we had your buddy Lyons on one time, and He was good.
I see he was the alumnus of the year.
I saw that. Good for him.
That's right.
That was a good deal. That was a good deal. But
I tell you,
we've
though,
had
I don't
fun
know
with
about that gray beard he's got.
well, he needs to shave that. It's pretty ugly.
Or just let it go next year for
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah, get him a job.
Keep it.
It'd be Santa Claus. Yeah.
That wasn't right.
You got that suit, don't you, Miller?
I do. I do. But
You definitely can't fit it anymore. Maybe he can.
no, I can't, but I'm sure he can.
Hey, did you tell everybody we just celebrated your birthday last Friday?
We talked about it earlier before you jumped on.
Okay.
61.
Yeah,
We had a big time.
we did.
Our other buddies is this week. Corley.
Oh yeah.
He's he's on St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
You
He'll
coming
be
out for
61.
St. Patrick's Day? You coming down?
What now?
Are you coming
yeah.
downtown for St. Patrick's Day?
That's the basketball tournament kicks off.
Yeah.
So we got a big festival down there.
It's not a festival. It's just they got some pub crawls and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I make a trip.
Yeah. Come on.
I can get Blake
Okay.
down here. That'd be his kind of crowd running around down there.
I'm sure. Well, Ken, we appreciate you taking some time to jump on with us today. And I know you got a lot of stuff going on, but we certainly appreciate it. And hopefully you'll come back and sit down with us a few minutes.
Well, maybe we'll see what happens here with this legislative session, and maybe some of these projects will get funded, and we can come back and share some information with y'all on that.
We'll make you a regular.
All right.
All right, bud. Well, thanks a
Thank
lot. We'll catch up with you soon.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate
All
it.
right, buddy. We just got and we're back. Miller time with Big T and Blake. So, Blake, what do you think about the mayor?
He's got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of some good things happening. I think I was impressed with some of the stuff that they got going on.
Talking about that Fayard property. That's where it used to be a seafood factory years ago, and that would be nice there.
The beach,
if they get that
a center of
focal point,
which it kind of already has that with the park, with Fort Marpath Park.
Yeah,
but you add something where there's some money to be made there. For some
there'll be people
it's huge
that don't want that.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I think for progress' sake, we need that. We need something down there.
It needs a big
yeah. So hopefully that'll come to fruition. And
I think a hotel and where the public works is at is that's got to happen. You got to figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah, that would be nice too.
Good spot.
That would be a good place for it. Ocean Springs needs a hotel.
Yeah,
a decent hotel. So we need that, and some of the other ideas he had were good, and I hope that he can make some of those things happen. So that's good. I'm glad he was able to carve out some time for us. So we talk a little bit about our golf tournament. We've had some people actually sign up this past week, which is good. There you go. What you got there?
I was just doing a little unboxing this afternoon.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Look
at that.
Is that part of your package deal with Callaway since they sponsor you?
Oh, yeah.
Are you on a Callaway staff now?
Absolutely.
So you and
big day.
Like Phil Mickelson?
Yeah, we're boys.
Yeah.
We're boys.
So what all they send you?
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Man.
Look at that.
Good Lord. all those years of me buying your clubs. Finally,
Now, you bought me, the last set you bought me was my first set ever, and it was a set of slashers. Okay.
I don't think so.
I bought my first real set. I carved out my money from officiating out there at Ocean Springs, Pee Wee, football, and baseball, and I bought.
Now you did do that.
Yes, I did. Thank you for clarifying.
You saved your money for that, and that's good.
Dumped it into golf.
That's
I
good.
invested in myself to get rid of those Slazenger clubs. I wish we still had those things. Those were
good.
well, they were
They
interesting.
got you started.
Hey, they sure did.
Then you went to Titleist.
Yep. Titleist.
So-
I gone from Slazenger to Titleist to Ping, now to Callaway with the irons.
So you've been playing ping lately.
Yep. 7 years, 8 years,
Okay.
8 years.
So,
It's gonna be hard to get. It's gonna be hard to move from those.
well, you know what? I don't think it's the club. I think it's the swinger.
That's right. So I'll be just. You're saying I'll be
You'll
just
be-
fine then.
Yeah. You might have a little bit of a, wearing in period, but so you got woods too?
Oh yeah, I got woods. Got me a new putter, which don't matter what I putt with, it's still gonna be rough. Tristan,
So how does that deal with Callaway work? You're just on staff.
Mhm.
Do you get to pick out clubs that you want, or
Yeah, I
they
got
just send you clubs?
no. I got fitted for these. They're custom fit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I spent an hour and a half of my time getting fit back in December.
Okay.
Fitted for the whole bag: woods, hybrid, irons, wedges, putter. Did the whole deal.
So you're gonna get you a bag with your name on it, Blake Miller,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
a pro bag.
That's right.
Okay. Well, good. Now you want to get out there and hit some this afternoon, don't you?
Yep.
Now that it's daylight saving time,
It's,
we can do that.
it's 5 o'clock. I probably got 2 hours left.
Yeah, you probably got 3.
Not probably 2.
Yeah. Well, good. That's proud of you. Be good. Hopefully it'll make you a better golfer. So
Maybe we'll see.
will they send you a putter too?
Oh yeah.
What kind of putter?
Looks like this one right here. This is not the exact one, but this is pretty similar.
Okay.
The new Odyssey Tri-Hot.
All right.
Calling it. That's the new
Good.
Odyssey.
Well, you'll have to give us a rundown on those clubs
Yeah,
next week.
I'll give a review.
Yeah, next week.
See how they are.
Well,
Sure, I'll call.
remember our golf tournament, May 19th. You can register online. What's the website?
Oh no, I forgot.
You forgot.
BigTofficiating.com.
BigTofficiating.com. You can register for golf. You can register for our clinic. We're getting to pick up on that. Don't let it pass you by. Don't let it fill up too fast. You get shut out. So come on down for that. Remember, merchandise will be on there tonight. You can order the merch. That's going for a good cause. Tournament's for a good cause. We're raising money. Help us out. Remember our sponsor, the Office Bar and Lounge, corner of Government in Washington. Weekday specials, drink specials, infused vodkas, great day to catch a game, happy hour, whatever it may be. Talk to the bartenders, tell them Big T sent you, they'll treat you right. Anything else, Blake?
Go there and
Next week we're planning on having the commissioner of Mississippi Association of Community College to talk to us about what all is going on in the spring sports and football and whatnot. I sent you guys some new football rules today. Did you see that?
I saw that. I sure did.
Did you open it up and look at it?
I'm not gonna lie, I did not open it up.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured.
I'll get
Some
to it.
interesting. There's some interesting tidbits in there.
I bet.
Few new rules
We
coming up for the
talked
year.
about 'em the other day.
Yeah. So that's good. So anything else for the good of the cause?
I don't think
You got a big week this week. Looks like Cam Smith's fixing to take this down.
Man, he's not in a good spot here on 18, but he's only up by 3.
Yeah, he just birdied 17.
Yeah, let's see what he does right here. Oh, he's in the pine straw, not in the rough. All you gotta do is keep it dry. Cam Smith, this will be his second win of the year. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he hit, he hit it in the water.
Oh,
Oh no.
wow. We'll have to catch that off the air.
Yeah.
So, Blake, had a good one. Good time. Appreciate you helping old man out. Thanks to Kenny. Y'all keep it straight. Catch up with us next time.